Hey YouTube, hope you're doing well. Boy, do we have a good video for you today. There's been a lot of really good quality content, and this will probably be the last one for a while. But boy, is this a way to close this out. The thing about 22 long rifle is generally what would be considered a lot of money for a higher end AR-15 like an LWRC or Daniel Defense or Spike's Tactical. Or even higher end optics like Tacticool, EOTech, Aimpoint. You know, what might be considered a lot of money or a point of entry for those variants on higher caliber guns seems a bit lower for 22 long rifle, because again, it is more of a varmint control or a target practice platform. But the CZ455 Tacticool, that's the last time I'm going to say that, I think it's a bit cringy, but this gun is absolutely worth the money because of what you're getting with the gun. Quick overview, you're getting this, I believe this is actually, it's got this textured finish to it. I believe this is a fiberglass stock. Very similar to the Bell & Carlson design. The higher cheek comb. It's got all the cutouts here for ergonomics. Completely pointless in my opinion, but it does have a little bit of a rubber here for some recoil. Not that there's hardly any to even speak of with the 22. It's got a adjustable trigger. It has a 5-round magazine, extremely limited, but you know, take your time with your shots, make them count. Standard bolts. I have the Tacticool MRO mounted on top, and we'll get to that in a minute. It's got your sling swivel attachments, or if you want to put a bipod and a sling, instead of having to use the sling adjustment on the bipod, you've got 2 dedicated points. And this has a threaded barrel. So has the thread protector on the end here. And with this configuration of this gun, you know, this all comes standard. Now you can get a CZ455 or the older 452. If you look back at my videos, the CZ452 Ultralux with a 26-inch barrel, I'm one of the few, last I checked, I was the only person actually that had a video of that gun on the channel on YouTube. So check that out. But the thing is that 26-inch barrels, it was like a pencil barrel, so after, again, I'm doing a lot of target shooting with this back to back. So that thin barrel heated up and was throwing shots. I mean, again, a lot of it was me, but it was noticeably different at longer ranges, 100 yards plus. That shorter, thinner barrel material wasn't going to cut it. So unfortunately, again, plus with the size of the barrel, I got rid of that and got the 1022 target, which I still have and plan to keep. But this gun is more my speed. The guys I shoot with, they also have bolt guns and they have Rugers. But I wanted to go ahead and get this because I just love the stock. I love the design of it. Looks like something you'd see on the Remington 700 or some other type of higher end, medium to large caliber rifle. So you get a really good barrel, 16 inches, threaded, suppressor ready. That's how they market it. You get this, again, the stock, and you get this adjustable trigger. Now again, you can go in and take it out of the stock here, adjust it, but it actually feels really light. It feels about 3.5–4 pounds out of the box. So I'm going to leave it. I don't really like to take guns out of their stocks unless I absolutely have to from the factory. So we'll leave it in there. Again, the barrel's free floated, so that's another little bit of information. Now, one thing I will mention about the CZ rifles, if you've never had one before, one thing to note is that they use, for their attachments, they use dovetail. They don't use Picatinny. So over here on the non-Czech Republic side of the world, which is where this thing is made, generally we use Picatinny. So you have to get an adapter for it. And I'm going to link the manufacturer for this one because I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But it's a single piece. It slides on the top of your dovetail. You just fasten it down. Don't have to use any Loctite or anything. And then you put your red dot or scope rings of choice on top, and you're ready to go. So again, this is the MRO that I got last week before. It's got the green dot, got the battery for it, it's all hooked up, it's ready to go. And hopefully this weekend I'll go ahead and do some shooting with it, break everything in. But as of right now, this gun, just the ergonomics of it, like even if you're not holding it like you would to go do some target shooting or dry practice fire, no matter how you pick this thing up, the curves and the cutouts are all in the right place. Even just holding it, carrying it from one room to the next to do this video, holding it like I'm shouldering the rifle, I've never had a stock that felt this good. So even though this rifle is 150 or more above what you would say for a plinking 22 long rifle, this stock is where you're paying for the extra money, and it is every bit worth it. The gun is pretty heavy. That's the only downside that I've seen so far. But because it's only a 16-inch barrel, you can really hold this gun closer to you in the center of mass, and the gravity, it's much more centralized, so you don't really notice the weight. So again, I just wanted to give you this video, kind of gush over this rifle because I'm very impressed. As far as 22s go, I would put this up there with my SIG Legion in 9mm, or my LWRC in 5.56, or even my Benelli M2 for a shotgun. It is pristine, high-end, and I absolutely recommend it.